Got him. Tell me I don't look like a Grand Theft Auto character. Yeah, they got my white sauce. Oh, we in business, baby. We got some rice, Euro meat, chicken, some nice honey barbecue wings, 5-piece, some lemon pepper. I never tried these before. I gotta get on these. That green blast in the back. Order of fries. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I'm ready. Happy dance coming right now. Happy dance coming right now. Huh. What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back another video on the channel. And today, we went to Juicy Platters. I had to go back. If you're coming from the gram, you already know I've eaten here a ton of times and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I got some of my favorites and then I got something new because I've never tried it before. But we went with the OG type of platter for today. This is your OG platter, but there are two of them in here because I'm me and, well, one is just not going to cut it. So I've got two regular rice platters with Euro meat and chicken meat. It's a combination platter. Obviously, I got the white sauce, got my extra sauce going on here. 3 of those. The red sauce I'll put on accordingly. I usually like to dab on it. No. But I usually like to just kind of sprinkle it on as I'm eating. Just a preference thing. But I've got 2 different kinds of wings. I love their wings, so I had to double up. 2 5-pieces instead because I want to try 2 different kinds. I got the one of my favorite. These are the honey barbecues over here. And we got our lemon pepper. I've never tried the lemon pepper, so I'm excited to try those. The green blast is chilling in the back. Get you some, get you some, get you some, get you some. Some of that green blast with mad rice on it. But I try to put it together because, you know, it comes in like those little containers. And, you know, I like my food on giant plates. I don't want to just sit here with like a bunch of little containers. I like to make a platter, like, because it's one juicy, God, that's cornball. I actually have a Juicy Platter shirt on too, if you can't see it. I got that. They give me a shirt because I eat there so much. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but whatever. Let's get into it, man. Let's dig in a little bit. Let me get a little of that. Let me get a little of that. Let me get a little of that. I need everything on here. I need the rice. I need the chicken. I need that Euro meat. This piece doesn't want to agree with me, bro. All right, let's do a little bit of extra. Let's make it. I'm gonna overdo it, ain't I? Ain't no such thing as overdoing white sauce anyway. I got that red sauce. You know, I probably should have taken the tops off beforehand, but I never really think things through. I'm like a dog in the sense that when I get excited, I can't think. And I start getting, yeah, that's a lot of red sauce. I'm gonna burn my mouth, but here we go. Who's ready? Who's ready? Oh, this is it. This is so good, man. Oh, I gotta try everything. Okay. Let me slow down. Let my happy dance going. You know, I get excited when the food comes. Let's get one of these. Look at this wing, bro. Oh my goodness, look. Look at it. This wing went to the gym. Look at the size of this wing. This is the honey barbecue. There's some green blast on there, but look at that. These wings are so good. That is the juiciest, flavorful wing, man. Oh. Hella big, too. Oh my goodness. I love these wings. True story. I met with the owner, right? Cool dude. I told him if he wanted to, he's gonna open up a wing joint. Now I would have eaten there because, to be honest, these wings I would put up against most wing joints. They're that good. And as you can see, this wing is gigantic. And just, this is a beautiful wing. Well, this is what I gotta clean my hand for this one coming up. I got paper towel off to the side. I know it's gonna be a messy one, but you know I don't like eating with messes on me. But this is the first time I've had their lemon pepper wings. First time. Oh, it's crispy. That's a good sign. Look, listen. Oh yeah, that's what you need, that skin. Huh. There it is. No, that's a good wing, man. That is, yo, the lemon pepper, it just makes you, I had to. You get a little, like, that hint of that lemon, a nice little spice from the pepper, but it's like that lemon zest. And it's not sauce. It's more like the seasoning, which I do like because, oh my goodness, it keeps the wing crispy. And I like a crispy wing. Oh man, I should have like 10 of these, easy. This actually just moved up. This is definitely, these are my 2 favorite wings now. I will say this too. If you like hot food, again, this is coming from big boy experience. You know your boy is, let me get this, let me get that fried. You gotta dip the fries in the white sauce. I'm telling you, that's like the 101. And what you could do too, you take one of these, right, and go like this. Right? Get yourself a fry, right? You just, now it's like spicy white sauce. Why don't they make spicy white sauce? Now, right? Let me see. Let me see. Oh my goodness, yeah. Make spicy, you did, me and married it too, for sure. But I was saying, one time I ordered, it was like, I forgot the flavor, but it was their hottest wing. And this is after I talked to him, because I met him a couple of times. He's usually in the restaurants, whatever have you. So we're chilling by and having a conversation, and he tells me he gets these hot chilies imported from, I think he said India. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere Southeast Asia, in that area. They're not ghost peppers. I forgot which ones they are, but they're really, really hot. So I'm a person who likes hot food, and I said this in my last mukbang that if I eat too much though. Like, if I were to eat like, I ordered like 20. If I were to eat like 20 of those really hot wings, so, I remember this. It was a Sunday. Not that it mattered. And I'm watching Game of Thrones. The series finale. If you didn't catch Game of Thrones, I won't spoil it for you, but such a great show, and then it just, in the last one. But I was watching the series finale, so you know you're all excited watching the series finale. And I got to like wing number 13. And I remember it was just like there was a ball of fire in my stomach. And I was like, yo, I'm never ordering these wings again. I had to get milk to settle my stomach so I could finish eating. I just dropped it and watched the show. I just cleaned this table. You know I'm eating this. I don't know if y'all do. Do y'all go by like a 3-second rule? Or is that just me? Some people don't. Now, for me, if I drop anything on the floor, it's a done deal. Can't eat it. Because I have 2 dogs. And one of them, let me get a drink. Is a German Shepherd. And if anybody on here owns a large hairy dog, this thing is the shediest, that's shed-iest, that's a new verb, dog, or dog. I know people, somebody in the comments last time, I read it, but it like, I think it popped up on my phone. I don't get a lot of notifications sometimes, but somebody said my accent was coming through. Because I said coffee. Coffee. People used to rag on me so much at school because of my accent. I never realized I had one until I got out there. But I remember I was in my freshman orientation, right? And it had this map to show where part of the state you were from. So I got a map, it's like just basically Midwest, right? It's got Iowa, Illinois, I think it went as far as Indiana, far west is Nebraska, down to Missouri, up to the Dakotas, Minnesota, right? So one by one, we all have to go up. There's like probably 50 of us in a room. And each person gets a little thumbtack, and they put in a tax in Iowa, right, Minnesota, and a couple St. Louis, oh, Kansas City, oh. So here I come, right? And remember, the map is probably the size of the screen. So here I come, I walk up there with the thumbtack, and I go, and take like 7 steps to my right and just plop it on the wall. And they're like, I remember there's 2 girls. They were kind of pretty, I'm not gonna lie. But like, you know how you're a freshman in college and you think every girl is pretty just because like, it's like college, man, but whatever. They're like, oh my God, where are you from? And I'm like, New Jersey. And they're like, why are you here? And I go, I'll never forget this. I go, I didn't think anything of it. They're like, I'm like, I play football. And I said it like that, right? We say football. Like, it's not football. I couldn't even say it. Football. But I'm like, I play football. But I play football. And the girls are like, football. And they start laughing, bro. But then I realized it made me different. I stuck out so bad out there. My teammates made fun of me. I had a lot of teammates from Florida. Like 25, 30 kids on a roster of like 100 kids, right? I'm not even joking. It's probably 20 kids, 25 kids, something like that. From Florida. And here I am. Suburban, right? So I've always been the person where this lemon pepper wing, I'm pretty sure I just ate the bone and I don't care. That's how good it is. So I wasn't the type of person that like, I dress like all kinds of different ways. Like I would wear like some preppy clothes, right? Have like a sweater vest on with a button up underneath, long sleeve. But like, I definitely just ate a bone. Hold on, let me get that. Yeah, that's the bone. I don't even care though. I look like Tiger. Hold on, please. I'm getting excited. These wings are good, man. But I had like a sweater vest on, looking real preppy, like a Harvard kid. Next day I come in, remember, East Coast. I have on like some, you're talking mid 2000s. Skinny jeans weren't really a thing yet. So I have on like a tall tee. I used to wear like really big oversized t-shirts, white t-shirts, black t-shirts, whatever. Like baggy jeans on and some Timbs. Right? That's Tuesday. Wednesday I stroll in. I look like a cast member of the Jersey Shore. I got on cut off, like you know, like a sleeveless, like Armani Exchange shirt, sunglasses on, right? Diesel jeans, Armani Exchange, whatever. Diesel shoes were mad popular around here when I was younger, like college age. So have those on. Next day Tim's. I even at some points had like Vans before Vans were like, you know, like the skater fashion. And then Lil Wayne, it kind of popped off somewhere around that time. But I used to dress all kinds of ways. And I say things like bro. And bro, they didn't say bro back then. Like, I know a lot of kids in the South, like, as they got, like, different, they say bro a lot now, too. But back then, bro was, like, just, like, you know, come on, bro. Like, down there, they would call each other, like, cuh. Like, not cuz, but cuh. You know, like, they would say things like that. Like, hey, cuh. Like, you know, they were cool, but, like, we were different. So they would all make fun of me because I was the odd one. And I remember one time I was just like, yo, what's up, bro? And they were like, shut up, bro. What up, bro? Like, I used to get made fun of all the time by my teammates. Then we put the pads on, though. It's a different story. Now, all of a sudden, I was cool. You know. But I've always had that kind of deal. Like, I had a puka shell necklace. Remember the puka shell? I don't know if people wear those anymore, but they were, like, white with the little shells. And you wear, like, almost like a choker, right? So I had one of them. And it was lucky. I wore it before every football game. Traveling. I had a camo hat and a camo shirt I wore before every game. I wore a camo shirt under my pads. Always. So, I had that puka shell necklace on. They made fun of me for that. And then it made it even worse. Because I'm like a strange kind of dude. In the sense of like, I don't really care. As far as like what I like or don't like. So, true story. My coach told me in the off season, from freshman to sophomore year, because like the freshman 15 in the off season, yeah, it got me kind of bad. And I was a linebacker. If you're not familiar, linebackers usually like 220 pounds in college-ish. Maybe a little 10 pounds heavier or lighter. Somewhere around there. So, I was pushing like 240. After morning workouts, I would go to the dining hall and get like 2 big omelets. You could get it like an omelet in the dining hall and have like a piece of paper, and you could write what you wanted on it. And I'll just check them all, like bacon, jalapenos, ham, sausage, like cheese, extra cheese. And then I would write parentheses, 2. Get the waffles. Every college got the waffles. You gotta have the waffles. Like, you get a waffle iron with that pourable stuff. I'll get one of them. It's an ice cream thing, right? So you just be eating. I didn't really think about it. Before I looked up, I was like 243. My coach brings me in the office. He talked like this. It's true. He ain't never gonna watch this. It's cool. So man's bringing me in the office as a coach in the off season. Every player met with like, you know, your position coach, and you meet with the head coach individually before you went home for like, you know, a month, and you had to come back for some conditioning. My coach said, "Hey, Shrats, come here." "What are you doing, business?" He's called me business. I don't know why, right? And he told me straight up, he goes, "Let me tell you something right now. You're getting fat." So I'm thinking, oh man, he's like, "Daddy, you're getting a couple pounds, you put your hand in the ground." Say you put your hand in the ground, it means they're gonna make you a lineman. I wouldn't try and be no defensive end, because I'm 240 playing DN. Like, now I'm a lightweight. I don't want to be a lightweight. He told me, "Put your hand in the ground." I got shook. And back then, I didn't really know what I know now as far as like proper diet. They didn't tell me. They just said lose weight. So the stupid thing that people do when they say lose weight is what? Yo, there's onions in here, like sauteed onions. Oh man. The stupid thing you do though is not eat. It's stupid. Don't ever do that to try and lose weight. Do it the right way. But me, I had that old school wrestler mentality. I never wrestled, but I had to make weight for junior football. So my idea was not eat. But I like hot dogs and stuff too much. So I came home, I missed the food, so I was like, man, how am I not gonna eat? So my bright idea was to go to the piercing place, because someone told me that they couldn't eat anything after you get a tongue ring. Alright, so I don't care, right? At this point, I had my eyebrow ring. I had taken out. I got my eyebrow pierced when I was 17. But somebody called me Cisco, so I had to take that out. It's also true. There's nothing more to that story. I just wouldn't be trying to be called Cisco. But, so, I went to the piercing place. I'm 18 at this point. I want my tongue pierced. So I got a tongue ring. I went from... The tongue ring, by the way, didn't work at all. I was just trying to eat. I remember I went home, my mom made chicken. Like, she used to make like, you know, my mom made like West Indian food, because like I'm part Jamaican and stuff. So she made like this stewed chicken with rice and potatoes. If you're an island person, you know what I'm talking about. There wasn't no way I was eating that. So here I am with this tongue ring. Tongue swollen, right? The day after. I remember sitting in front of my computer. So stupid, bro. Sitting in front of my computer with the chicken and the swollen tongue, like I ate it. It just took longer. All it did was make it take longer to eat. But I ended up getting my weight down, right? Got down to about 210. It was perfect, right? I was running around playing linebacker, right? My footwork was on. So happy. When I get back though, my boy was from Iowa. It's like my brother, like we're still cool or whatever, but we used to have this like competition, right? Where we start like ragging on each other. Like, you know how friends are, like you make fun of each other. But we took it like to another level. I'll never forget this, man. Facebook had just come out at the time. This was back when Facebook was just for college students, mid-2000s. This man made an article. It was like a mock article. And it said, vibrating tongue ring. And he had a picture of me with my tongue out, which he got off my Facebook. I was like, you know, my tongue out. And he put it all over the locker room. And he put it everywhere. And it said, vibrating tongue ring, cooch ball, tongue tickler. So, you know, my teammates didn't really understand me, long story short, but we were cool. Like, I would make some stuff about him. I remember, like, I made, like, a thing, because I don't want to get into it, because he might be watching this, and I don't want to, like, I'll out myself, but not him. But we used to have wars like that. Just don't do anything stupid on social media. Especially now, it's even worse. The pictures and stuff. I remember I thought I was cool. MySpace days, right? Top 8. You might not know about that. For my old heads, you might know about it, right? You were born somewhere around 1990, you probably know about MySpace. But MySpace was popping back then. Like, popping. Like, MySpace and Facebook was all there was. There's no Twitter back then, nothing. MySpace and Facebook. And MySpace was for everybody that you would like vibe with that didn't go to school like in college, because you had to be in college with a college email address to get Facebook at the time. MySpace popping. So I took a picture of my MySpace. You know how like it was corny back then. Like phone cameras really even like weren't like good quality back then. Like you used to walk around with cameras, because now with iPhones the cameras are like tremendous, so you don't need it. But back then the phone cameras were all blurry, terrible quality pictures. So we had like digital cameras. You walk around, you had to upload it to your computer. So I took a picture. There's like a selfie with the timer. God, such a cornball. Oh man. Timer selfie. Yo, these wings are ridiculous, bro. The lemon pepper is for real. So, I had flags in my room. An American flag. Like, it was right around the World Cup, 2006, right? So I had like flags. Because I used to root when I would see like soccer and stuff. I had an American flag, but I also had a German flag. So one day I thought it'd be cool to take a selfie holding the flag. I didn't have a shirt on. I never wore a shirt, even back then. Even though I have one on now. Like, if you're familiar with most of I'm never wearing a shirt most of the time. So, took this like selfie holding a German flag like this. I had pants on. You know, I wasn't naked or anything, but I'm holding this flag up. I'm like, yo, this is dope. Post it. Another one of my teammates, them boys, man, takes that picture, makes like 30 copies of it, and posts them all over the locker room. I don't know if y'all know, like locker rooms are like, they're brutal as far as like your friends go and stuff like that. Like it was nothing toxic. It was just like people would make fun of each other and stuff like that. Like that. None of the hazing. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. But like we would just make fun of each other. Like if you did something stupid, it was gonna end in the locker room. Now, for people who don't know, this is also a true story. I went to the University of Northern Iowa. Not Iowa, Northern Iowa. Right? UNI. Go Panthers. It's my squad. Team. Rep forever. Whatever. So, at my school, if you got caught wearing Iowa stuff, anybody, we would make fun of you. I don't care if you were a normal student, because Iowa is a more popular school in the state. It would be the equivalent of like, if you went to like the University of Toledo, right? Which is a good team, Division I team, but Ohio State football in Ohio is king. There's no disputing that. You know, not to say to Toledo sorry, because they're a good team, just like my school. Like, good team. We actually lost to Iowa. They blocked 2 field goals in the last like 30 seconds of the game. We lost to Iowa, so it wasn't like we were scrubs. We actually beat Iowa State. But so we were like a good team, but Iowa was more popular. So if students who walk around with Iowa stuff, we'd be like, "Oh, boo!" We would boo them. But some of the kids at my school, teammates, grew up Iowa fans, especially like the walk-ons types, because like, you know, not to say anything bad, but like they were on the team, but they didn't really play. So they were like still Iowa fans, like closet. When I got there, I had an Iowa basketball jersey from high school that my close friend gave to me. Now, I didn't know anything back then. First day of school, I had an Iowa basketball jersey on. I thought it was popping. I didn't think about it. It's stupid now. So my teammates were like, yo, what the hell you got this thing? And they started giving me crap. I never wore it again. I don't even know where it is now. True story. Like, I think I threw it out. But you're taught at that school, like, especially you're like athlete, like you don't wear it. Like, nah. But a teammate of mine, he was a walk-on, so he wasn't on a travel team. So we were away. I think we were in like, doesn't matter where. I think we were in Ohio or Texas or Missouri, somewhere. That's where we were. We come back, and this dude, someone tagged him on Facebook. That used to be like you used to have to check your tags, man. Like, you would get notifications of like so-and-so tagged you in a photo. So if you did something stupid and you got tagged and you didn't catch it in time, somebody was going to like copy and paste the picture and whatever. So one of my teammates went to an Iowa game. He was on a travel team, you know, so he went down to Iowa City, which was probably like not far away, less than an hour drive, which in Iowa is like 5 seconds. Like, an hour there is like a 10-minute drive in New Jersey. People, for them, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump. For me, I'm like, yo, that's a drive. But they didn't care. So he goes down to the game. Iowa, its mascot is like a bird. It's a Hawkeye, but it's a bird-looking guy. His name is Herky. So this dude decides it's a good idea to take a picture with Herky. He didn't think about it. He didn't really think it through. So, obviously, if you're tailgating, you're embarking in festivities, drinking responsibly. In their case, probably not, but he didn't think about it. Took a picture, arm around Herky, with an Iowa shirt on. It was yellow. Never forget that, bro. By the time he got back to campus, by the time he got back to the locker room, I guess he stayed there because we were back. By the time we had, he didn't have to come on the day after the game because like only people who played would have to come watch film. So by the time he got back there on Monday for like workouts and stuff, that picture of Herky was on every locker, bro. He quit. They were brutal. They were. If you did something stupid, whether you were on campus, out at night, whatever, you better believe. You get tagged. You better untag yourself. I hope nobody finds it. Automatic L. Somebody was coming to get you. It was relentless, man. But it was fun. It wasn't anything toxic. Just stuff like that. But it was fun. You know. I don't really know what college would be like. You know, as like a quote unquote regular student. You know. I just feel like. Like if you went away to school, like you can write in the comments. I'm not being funny when I say this. Like, did you feel like you had like a ton of spare time? Because I had none. And I think about like what do you do? Like, say you just had like a 15 hours, 18 hours. Like most people just take 12 hours. Hours for people who like. I really don't. I'm not trying to like be condescending when I explain it. But some people didn't go to college. Maybe you're not in college yet. Hours are literally the amount of hours that you take a week of class. So 12 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours. That's a big course full of 20. Most people take 12, 15, somewhere around there for a full-time student. Anything below 12, you're not a full-time student. So I usually took 18 so I could get out early. Like my undergrad, it only took me like 3.5 years. It took. Because I played 4 seasons, but I was done like by that spring. I was already like doing an internship. I was like, you know, whatever. But did you like have a lot of spare time? Because I had none. I usually took 12, 15, 18 hours. But the days were crazy. Like especially the off season. Off season was busier than like the regular season. Off season usually went like this. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You'd be down at the stadium. In our case, we had a dome. You'd be down at the dome by like 6:30. I forget exactly what time it was. It's not old. You take a shower. Maybe you eat breakfast. By 8 o'clock, you're at class. 8 to 2. Now you gotta go back and you have to lift weights at 3. And then when spring ball came around, you had practice after that. And some people had to go to study table, so you usually weren't done by 8. During the season was pretty much the same thing. You had class from 8 to about 2. From about 2 to 7 p.m., you were in practice, watching film or whatever, doing football-related stuff. But you weren't done until 8 p.m. So, like, you never really had that much spare time. As opposed to, if you just took 12 hours, like, and you had class from, like, 8 to 12, what do you do? I'm not even being funny. Like, did you have a job? You guys work a full-time job? Like, what if you were a person who, like, took a loan and have you not had a job? What did you do all day? I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm saying this. I'm genuinely curious. Like, you probably had like hella time, right? Because we had like study. I never studied in college, but like you're supposed to like study. Study if you go to college. Don't be like me. School for me always came easy. Like, I have a really good memory. So, it never was like a big deal to take a test. Like, I went to class, and as long as I went to class and paid attention, I never had to like write notes. I just remembered it. Like, when I took tests, I would see the words that the professor wrote in my head. I would see them, and I was just able to just put it down, you know. And especially like multiple choice stuff. Like I hated the type of stuff. It's another thing. Even high school people, y'all can answer this. When teachers give you the essays, I had like honors classes in high school. You know, I had advanced English, advanced history, and like the chemistry stuff like that. I never liked math, so I just took like regular math. But all the other stuff, for the most part, I took advanced classes. So I had advanced history, which was really easy for me. But advanced English, our teacher was like, I remember like, I think my sophomore year was like brilliant. And we had to read Great Expectations. And I thought the book, sorry to Charles Dickens or whatever, I just found it really boring. I used to like Shakespeare because there was like some drama, you know what I mean? But I didn't really like A Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations. I remember Great Expectations. Me and my best friend, Sam, actually, the person that's seen some of my videos or whatever have you, he always was with me in advanced English. We sat right next to each other probably every year because we had it from 7th grade together all the way through high school. And we failed like every test because they had to write essays. I hated to write essays. I had to get better at it in college, just like being able to make it longer because they would like penalize me because I got my point across in like 2 sentences. I remember we used to sit there in this class. It was like, 10 kids in advanced English. And she would literally write a question, or like 5 questions on board. And they have like paper up front. You come get the paper. It had like lines on it. Like, not regular notebook paper, but like paper that she had. I don't know why, but could just use notebook paper. But then you use that paper. And if you filled up the paper, you gotta go get another one. And these people would go up there like 3 times, bro, to get paper. And I'm like on my first paper, and I'm done. And I just sit there for like 20 minutes being like, what the hell are these kids writing? I never knew. What are you writing? Like, how much is there to write about it? Like, if they ask you, like, what did Romeo think about Juliet? And blah, blah, blah. Like, I would just be like, he thought she was cool. Like, that's the right answer, no? They would write, like, I think that the background of Romeo shows that if you reference, like, that's not that. Why do you have to do that? I always had trouble with that kind of stuff. This is the only thing that annoyed me in school. Like, SATs had a high score. Like, all the classes where it was just answer the question, high score. Math, I didn't like doing it, but you could just get it done, right? But these people were writing these books, man. And I remember I had this professor in college for my kinesiology class. Kinesiology is like the study of the body and the movement, like muscles and what they do. Like, what does the body do during a volleyball spike? It's kinesiology, like, external rotation. I don't know if it's big words, but what does your shoulder do? What does your, like, there's like anatomical terms and stuff like that. So I would write that. And in college, I had this professor, he was from China, right? He didn't like me. I know people say that. This guy, he called my coach, bro. I swear to you. Because, I kind of deserved it. I'm still a smart ass. But I was even more of one back then. Okay, whatever. Like, he had these notes. And the notes weren't in English. They were in Chinese, and he would translate it while he had it up on the board. He would like, this, says, and he would say it. That messed with me, because I don't think that way. You get what I'm saying? Because I was a person who saw the notes. So when the test came, now I'm seeing Chinese letters. Which, nothing wrong with that, but I don't understand what it says. I don't speak Chinese, So, I asked him, I said, listen, man, is there a way that we can get this in English? Like the notes? Like, because I don't want to write it, bro. Like, that's my fault. Like, I should have written them down, but I was, 19-year-old and I was a smart ass. Like, whatever. So I didn't. So I asked him, I said, why are you doing this? Give me English notes. And he said I was rude. And I told him class was stupid, alright? This class is stupid. So he called my coach. My coach yelled at me, bro. It was pretty bad. Yeah. Remember that. I got a phone call from my position coach. Hey, man. He's from Oklahoma. Hey, man. Coach Mark, come see you. Coach wanted to come see him. I know already, because he called me at like noon. That's not a good sign. I had that class at 10 a.m., bro. Oh, no. He called me at like noon. Yeah, right. I'm outside class, and I see, I know his number, and it's going off. And pick up, go outside. It's not good news if it's during the day. It's never good news. Because they're all up there, which means, hey, man, coach wanted to come see him. Now, my classes were in a building because I took all exercise science classes. So when you needed like all that stuff, my classes were in a building adjacent to the stadium. We played in a dome right next to it. It was like you could walk in a tunnel and get to the stadium. That's how close they were. That's why I picked that major, to be honest. So, hey man, coach wants to see you. Man. So I'm right there. He knows it too. He knows where I am. I said, now? He said, you have 5 minutes. So, I'm walking. I feel like I'm walking to like the gallows, man. Walking. I didn't even get. Their coaches' offices were at the top of the dome. The press boxes, and then their offices were like next to them. I didn't even get to the top of the stuff. My coach was standing halfway up the stadium. He's like, the stadium's pretty big. It's up there, but I can see him. Like I can see. Imagine standing at the bottom. Like imagine being in like, I don't know, name a stadium. Imagine being in that stadium and you're standing at the very bottom on the way in, and you look up and you just see the polo, the team colors, and he's got his arms crossed, and I'm like, oh no, bro. So I'm walking like 1 mile an hour, and I see him looking at his watch. I'm like, shh. I'm not gonna curse, but I'm like, it's not good. So I get all the way up there, halfway, and he's standing there, and I look at him. I'm looking up. He ain't even say hi. The first words that came out of his mouth is, you're really starting to piss me off. God. I didn't even say anything. He just goes off on this tangent. I got a call from this doc. I'm not going to say but I got a call from your professor, the Dr. Blank, and he's telling me you're doing this, and you're a little smart ass, and all you care about is your playing time and your football. And I didn't even get a word in. I swear to God. He said, you can fail that class? No, I'm not going to fail class. I'm good. Looked at me, up and down. Good, get it done. That's it. That's all he said. My coaches were cool, man. Like, it wasn't like I did any, like, I deserved to be, like, reamed. Like, that's why it doesn't really bother me. Like, it never bothered me, like, when people give you a hard time, because coaches say some stuff to you, bro. Nothing, like, crazy, like I'm saying, like, in a rude sense, but if you do something stupid, yeah, they're gonna yell at you. I expect to get yelled at. That's kind of how the world works. Like, I deserve to get yelled at, so I'm not saying it was unfair. He probably should have did worse. But he got his point across. I got an A in that class. And I walked in and told the professor, I'm sorry, man. I wanted to be like, why you call my coach, bro? But I didn't. I just took it on the chin. Ladies and gentlemen, especially the younger crowd, I'm saying this with all seriousness. Be accountable. Take it on the chin. If you're wrong, just take it on the chin. The reason that situation didn't compound into anything more, didn't affect my school or my football or my playing time is because I didn't say anything smart back. I knew at that point, L. Take the L. You gotta take the L sometimes. Even though I could have been like, Coach, he's writing these things I can't understand. I'm having a hard time. Nah. Be accountable and take the L. Find a way and take the L. So I took the L. Right? So now you gotta take the hit. You gotta take the beating. I took the beating. I could have told him. I feel like people sometimes be like, oh, well, he makes it hard on me. I can't complain. No, other people doing the same thing. Nobody else complained with me. Because it affected me and not them. Other people, they were writing down notes. I should have written it down. But I didn't. So I take the L. It was stupid on my behalf, bro. Like, it happens. I feel like a lot of people in this generation, they don't have accountability. They hide. They, don't really, like, it's never their fault. Like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. That was a mistake. I could have made a bigger stink. Who knows? Maybe the coach would have said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. But no. I took the L. I never talk back to my coaches. I never really talk back to my teachers. I was a little bit of a smart, jerk to this guy, in a sense. I didn't say it in like but I was like, this is stupid. I said that. So, but I didn't say it to him. I just said it. This class is stupid. Like I said it. It was out loud. I was a hothead, but bottom line is, man, people these days, I feel like, and I feel like the older generation always whatever, and not everybody. There's plenty of you that don't. Then in the younger generation, there's plenty in my generation that don't take accountability. But sometimes you got to take the L. I got an A in the class. My coach, he never said anything to me about it. I didn't go, hey, I got an A in the class. No, I didn't say anything. I got an A. And to me, I decided out of mind. I didn't want to be like, hey, coach. No. It is what it is. But I feel like the one thing that I've gotten better at, I wouldn't say gotten better at. I've kind of always been that way because, well, my dad wouldn't allow me to not. It was always my fault. Always. If I was doing bad in class, he didn't care if the teacher liked me or not. Make him like you. That's how it was, I remember when I finished college, I came back, and while I was looking to get started at work, whatever have you, I was an assistant coach at my old high school. That's the first job I took when I left. I wanted to be around the game. I wanted to go back to the school and kind of, I was one of the only kids in my classes. There's, I did play with two guys that went to the league, the NFL, but before me. But other than those two, I was the only other one to play college football, let alone get a scholarship. I was one of two guys that got a scholarship. So, I went back a couple years. I was like, what did I walk in? These kids were not accountable. I felt like an old man. I was like, what is this? I remember coaching, and this is why I couldn't do it. And I love some of those kids. I still see them and talk to them every now and then, because, they're older and they're grown now, which is crazy because I'm old. And they're still around, but I never forget this either. I never forget it's something I say a lot in there. One of the kids was 20 minutes late to practice. 20 minutes! That's unheard of. In college, you might as well not show up. You might as well take your stuff and go home. Like, I don't mean home like to your house. I mean like to whatever house of your residence before you got to college. Don't even bother. You're screwed. You're never going to play. Unless you're already an All-American. And even then, you're probably never going to play. But kid strolls in. Strolls, not runs. Strolls in to practice. Helmet in his hand. Walking. Yo, where you been? Pizza place. There's a pizza place like right across the street from my school. Why are you late? I was hungry. I didn't even know what to say with him. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know what to say. So, he was a starter on the team. My coach, the head coach, which was my coach too, because it was only like 4 or 5 years later, he asked me, so what do you want to do? I said, you can't play him. There's no way you play him. Like, he said, I agree with you. My coach was old school, he understood. But he asked me. I valued that. He asked me for input, which I, so you can't play this guy. What does that set for the rest of the team? You got to make an example. So we didn't play him. He sat. And we lost. And he's one of our best players. But I didn't care. There's no way. Still got to learn something. His dad was right behind us screaming the whole game to put him in. So after the game, his dad comes and talks to me. Why didn't you play my son? I said, first of all, I'm not the head coach. It wasn't my call, but I didn't want to play him either. Say he's the best player you got, why don't you play him? He showed up to practice like 20 and 30 minutes late. And he said, yeah, he told me he was hungry. I just looked at him. I couldn't believe it. If that were me, first of all, I would never show the practice late. I was never late. So pressure to practice. I was always early. Coach speak. If you're 5 minutes early, you're late. That's how most coaches are, especially the old school ones. I just looked at him now. But if that was me, you gotta take the L. You're a moron. You didn't come to practice. Like, you're 30 minutes late. You can't just play. That's not how the world works. Like, and then what are you gonna do? You show up 5 minutes late to your job and get mad I was hungry? You think your boss cares that you were hungry? It's not lunchtime. Lunchtime during the day. Do you think your boss cares if you're hungry? No. What's the difference? I need to team. Saw the kid. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. By this time, 21. I see him. He was a little, a couple of spirits. But he saw me. Still calls me Coach. Coach! Never forget that, man. Y'all was so stupid. But that taught me a lesson. After that that made me feel good. Be accountable. No matter what it is. To make mistakes is human. It's human nature. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. It's a part of the game. You're not going to learn unless you screw up. Now, there are deliberate mistakes, and there are accidental mistakes, but either way, if you screw up, be accountable. Own it. I screwed up. Don't do it again, because at that point, you're just telling the person you don't care. Like, if you show up to practice 30 minutes late again, you're just saying, you might as well flip me off. That's what? You're in a relationship? Now, I'm not talking about deliberate mistakes in a relationship. Things you should know already, right from wrong. Like cheating. But maybe you did something that she didn't like or he didn't like or whatever, right? And, listen, I'm sorry. I screwed up. I can't make excuses. It won't happen again. I really care. I don't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean it. Whatever it is. Mean it. Own it. Learn from it. Don't do it again. Did I ever have a coach after that? Because this was my sophomore year when this happened. Tell me to teach you or not? No. Never again. I never said anything to a teacher after that. I walked in, said hello, sat down, took my notes, walked the hell out. I never said anything. I learned my lesson. I made a mistake, and I learned my lesson. Do not do the opposite thing and be, oh, well, the teacher don't like me, oh, the coach don't like me, the coach's son is why the kid plays. And let me tell you something. Especially you athletes. Be better. I'm not saying this to be insensitive, but be better. I had coaches, they didn't really like me. Because I was, especially in high school. But I played. Be better. And if not, find a better situation. But just sitting there and complaining about anything. My boss doesn't like me. This person doesn't like me. This person got a promotion over me. It's not going to get you anywhere. It might be true. I'm not saying it isn't. It might be. I used to have a job in a gym. And I didn't agree with what the boss was doing. But I never told him that. I just shut up and did my job. Because it didn't matter. But eventually, it got to a point where because I needed something, I didn't agree with it, and I couldn't believe in it, and I didn't want to do it, I quit. I started my own business. Find another job. Otherwise, and if you don't, some people, maybe you can't. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but some people, you need the money, and it is. You can set things up in the back end. I'm not telling you to be a snake about it. Do what you gotta do, put your 2 weeks and all that stuff, but a lot of people don't like their jobs. But they go to work, and they shut up, and they take crap, and that's it. Sometimes you gotta take the L. Most people don't like their bosses. I'm sure I've had employees that work for me that didn't like me. But when I didn't, I didn't like what he ran the show. You know what I did? I got my own show. Pretty simple, isn't it? Be accountable. And if you don't like a situation, either stop complaining, shut up, and do what you gotta do, or change it. You don't like your relationship? Stop complaining and shut up. You can voice your concerns, but if that person, you don't like that situation, and it's not gonna change, because people, it's hard, people, you know, some core issues of people, and dishonesty. Now I'm going to relationships. I'm all over the place. Dishonesty, you know, something that you just can't deal with. Don't go complain to your friends. Don't go complaining to your parents or anybody who will listen besides that person. Or complaining to some other girl or some other guy. Tell the person that you're with. And if they don't want to change, and they're not going to change, you know what you do? You pack up your stuff, I'm not going to curse, and you change the situation. Stop being in relationships that you don't like and complaining about them all the time. That's the other thing too, before I leave. This gets under my skin. Don't complain to your friends about your drama with your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your husband, or your wife. Because you know what happens? This is what happens. Now you're still with that person, and all your friends can't stand that person, because all you do is complain and tell them the bad stuff that they do. And then you get mad. Because they don't like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or whatever. That's why. When you've got drama in your relationship, you deal with the person that you're with. Or you come from a different angle. But don't be like, you know what he did today? He never listens to me. He never... Why are you there then? That's what I tell my friends. When my friends complain about the girl with, right? You know, or like, you know, back in the day sometimes, like, you know how women like try to friend zone you sometimes and they start complaining about your boyfriend. I'm like, yo, don't complain to me about him. I say it all the time, yo, don't complain to me about him. Not now, because I don't really talk to him. But you're like, I don't do that. Like, if you have a boyfriend, like, don't even speak to me. Don't. I'm not getting involved in this stuff. But don't tell me about him. Why are you complaining? Why are you with him then? Stop complaining. Change it. If they don't want to change, find someone else. I know it's hard sometimes because you don't want to start over and all this stuff. Leave! You'll find someone else. It's better than being miserable for the rest of your life. That's my take and I'm sticking to it. But I finished my meal. That was delicious, man. So good. So good. Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. That was really, really good. I can't wait to have more of it eventually. You're going to come around to it. But if you enjoyed it, you know, all that good stuff, like, comment, subscribe. And you guys all, you're on YouTube. You know how to do all that stuff. And I shouldn't even have to ask you. Whatever. I love y'all anyway. Hand signs have made it to YouTube. I'm out.